thinking, punk. Question is, can I get Wolverine before he turns me into shish kebab with those claws? Bob, seeing as how these claws are adamantium, the strongest metal known, and can slice through vanadium steel like a hot knife through butter, buddy, you gotta ask yourself, do I feel lucky?
Hello everyone, thanks so much for joining me here today as we get to talk about one of my favorite subjects, comic books. My name is Jose, I love comic books, I love talking about them, I love sharing them with you. Feel free to follow me on social media if you would like. Links are in the description below. I've also posted a link to the Marvel fan site that'll have plot synopsis and character bios for this issue. We are finishing up the first volume of Origin. This is number 6, written by, Paul Jenkins, drawn by Andy Kubert, and these beautiful colors by Richard Isanov. This cover is by Joe Quesada, and this will conclude the first part. There is a second part that I will be also covering. I do have a playlist with the Origin, the first volume of it. Feel free to check it out, huh? All right, so we got this guy here gutting beaver here. Howlet, huh? Let's just say I did know something. What would that information be worth to you? And you can see here the scars. This is Dog. And we'll see who. Hopefully they reveal who Dog is toward the end. I haven't read this in forever, so you have to excuse me. And Dog says, I need to find him. It's important. And the guy says here, owes you money, huh? Well, I don't know no Howlet, but you could try the quarry down about 2 miles south. There's a feller kind of like you're describing, but calls himself Logan. Came in a few years back with a redhead. And all of a sudden, he does he kill him? I'm not sure. There's no snap, although he does turn the neck here, so I will assume that he snaps his neck here, because again, you see the twist here. But the way he lands, it's almost like he's looking at him, but kind of hurt. But we assume that he killed him here. It is one of the things about modern comic book storytelling, which I believe started in the mid-90s with Image Comics, particularly that British invasion of Warren Ellis and Grant Morrison, etc., that you don't get anything. Like, if I was to pick up this book, let's say I missed 1 through 5 and I were just to pick it up, I have no idea where I'm at. I have no idea what year it is. I don't know anything. So people can criticize the wordiness of someone like, say, Chris Claremont as an example, but at least you understood sort of what was happening. This is you just don't get any sense. You don't get sense this, you don't get, there's nothing in there. So here's Rose calling out for Logan. And she says, Logan, this business has gone long enough. Aren't you going to tell me what's bothering you? Which, of course, it's that she's in love with his boss, and he has feelings for her, too. So, and he says, I always thought we'd be together, Rose. I mean, I always hoped. Won't you stay with me? And she's like, I can't. Of course, she's going to be getting married here. Logan, Smitty and I are going to be married, but that doesn't mean you and I can't see each other again. And Wolverine says, you're trying to persuade me or yourself, Rose. And Rose says, Smitty had an offer to go back to the city and work for Bill Dawson down at the shipyards. If we're going to start a life together, we have to do it away from this place. You of all people should understand why, she says. So the train's leaving out of Colesville tonight. Smitty's there right now, trying to buy passage. Why don't you think about it? You could come with us. And Wolverine's like, with you? Are you crazy? And he says, I trusted you, Rose, but I guess Smitty was right after all. The only way to make it in this dump is to look out for yourself. And he walks away as she is in tears here. So, as I mentioned, I do have a playlist. So if this is your first video, I would suggest going and picking up at the very beginning, or look at the link down below so that you can look if you missed anything. So now we of course have a change of location here, and um, I think this is Smitty here. So anyway, Ted, I figured since you were always late for your shift, maybe you could use a good watch. Here, this here's a piece of true quality. Picked it up in Switzerland. He's like, I can't even tell time, Smitty, he says. Um, 4 places left open, lads. This is your last chance for $200. Just sign up at the board. Fighting begins in an hour. Winner take all. And Smitty looks. And you thinking of getting in, my friend? And he says something like that. Of course, this is Dog here. I gotta get some cash for the train. Me and my girl are going to the city tonight. I'm getting out of here. Out of this slag heap, he says. Oh yeah? What's the name of that girl of yours? Prettiest girl in all of Canada. She is. Her name is Rose. And he's like, really? And kind of, you can see a smile here. The coloring, as much as I praise it, he went with all warm colors, making it just, you really have to look in here, but nose is here, and then would be the scars. So, excuse me, stranger, I got some business on the floor. Go right ahead, he says. So, Logan, my boy, your cousin Rose told me if I saw you, you were to come up to my cabin before we leave for Vancouver, he says. Logan, as he walks by. Hey, lads, it's little Smitty. No, it ain't, and don't ever call me that again, says Wolverine here. You gonna sign up for the cage fights, Logan? They're giving out a cash prize. I don't know. And he looks and sees Smitty sign up, and then he kind of smiles here. So, and Rose says, what do you mean you signed up for a cage match? I can't believe you could be so stupid, Smitty. You're not going, and that's final. And Smitty says, now don't you go getting uppity on me, Rose. I got to make some quick money this way. We don't have to sell none of our things. There's not one of them guys that could lay a lick on me, and you know that. And she says, what about Logan? He was angry when he went into town. Did you see him there? Smitty, Logan's not fighting too, is he? You look me in the eye and tell me he's not fighting. And Smitty says, I didn't see him sign up, and I doubt that he would. But if I have to scrap with the boy, I won't hurt him, I promise. And she looks down here and says, it's not Logan I'm worried about, she says here. Richard Isanov is, I think, one of the greatest colorists ever. And the way he illustrates, yes, it is computer, but it is just so damn beautiful. Look, oh my goodness gracious. Masterful. And so Smitty says, what? I've been halfway around the world and back, and you think I couldn't handle your scrawny little cousin? I was pulling 20 stone sailors off each other before that lad was born, he says. And Rose says, Smitty, you have to believe me. There are things about Logan you wouldn't understand. He's a lot different from the way you think he is. And he's in such a mood right now, it scares me. And Smitty says, I can't believe I'm hearing this, woman, from you of all people. She says, no, wait. Smitty, listen to me. There's more to Logan than you know, a dark side. I can't explain it. I can't explain what it is, but you have to trust me. He's different. If he wanted to kill you, he'd do it in a second. And Smitty says, no, you listen to me, Rose. I know you're trying to protect the boy, but if we're to be on that train tonight, I gotta get the money for it. And if that means laying a lick on the boy, then that's the way it has to be. And he walks out. And here's her diary that she's been keeping. So, all right. So here's a fight, and she looks, and Smitty's just so this guy lays somebody, and it looks like Smitty lays him. And so now it's Wolverine. Look at that. The boys of Wolverine, and she's just keeping her eyes closed. And now Cookie wins. Um, and so Dog is just kind of sitting, biding his time, and he leaves Wolverine her diary here. And so here we go. It's Cookie. This guy says, "Oh, I'm sorry." Dog says, "You Cookie?" And he says, "What's it to you?" He says, "I got a lot of money riding on you. I want to see my investment make good. Here's a little something to make us both happy. You catch my drift?" And he gives him some brass knuckles. He says, "Yeah, I got it just fine here." So, this guy's of course giving the rules here, and Smitty just decks him right in there. "Consider that payback for humiliating me, you little piece of cow dung. You want some more of old Cookie?" And Wolverine goes, "Nice shot, Cookie, you fat ape. Let's see if you can do it twice." And he goes through and just look at Logan here, just beat him. And so here Cookie does like a wrestling move here, and it just lands on him. So all right. Um he's trying to squash him. "You like this, do ya, boy? I'm a heavy sword, ain't I? Least that's what your cousin Rose said when I pinned her down behind the canteen last week." Of course, he doesn't like that, and so Wolverine is extremely angry, just punches him. He's like, "Don't kill me." And you can see here he's almost popping his claws here. "Maybe I won't, Cookie. Don't make me change my mind," as he beats him here. And so here Rose is kind of looking out. And so now we've got Smitty and Logan. Um so you can see the people all going here. And Smitty says, "Come on, Logan, let's pack this mess right now. I don't want to fight you, boy." And Wolverine says, "Well, that's just too bad." And so off they go here, back and forth. And Wolverine says, "I want you to never forget that you took her from me. I loved her and you stole her away from me." And Smitty says, "If you really loved her, you would have done what was right." And he says, "Hit me." "What?" And he goes, "Just hit me, you idiot, and make it look good." And so he punches him and pretends to be knocked out, and Smitty wins as Dog walks off here. So, and all the people are talking about Smitty here. So Smitty walks and he goes, "You okay, bub?" And Wolverine says, "I'll always love her, Smitty. I want you to know that. If you ever hurt her in any way, I'll come looking for you." And he goes, "Logan, I need you a favor. I've recommended to the bosses that they make that you take over as foreman. The mine and the boys are yours now. Make sure you treat them well, okay?" And they shake hands here. "Just get out of here before I change my mind and take care of my Rose. You hear?" And he's like, "Sure thing, kid. You look after yourself." And so she's waiting here. "You too, bub." Hey, Howlett, James Howlett. "You stole my name." Of course, meaning Logan. He is Logan's son here. Of course, Wolverine's like, "Who are you?" "What's the matter, Jamie boy? Forget where you came from?" And "I guess that means you forgot your old pal Dog. Well, I sure as hell remember you." And so, right here, now that you see him, it appears Sabretooth and Wolverine are from that same time. It seems that Wolverine. So one of the things that I got from this series is that Wolverine is the son of Logan. It looks like Wolverine's mom and Logan had an affair. And Wolverine is his son. So Wolverine and Sabretooth are actually half brothers. So all right. And so here comes Smitty here. I told you there was nothing to worry about last. I got the money as I said I would. Good. Where's Logan? And he says he took a dive for us, Rose. He got a little roughed up, but I'm sure he's fine now. She's like, what? Oh, Lord, you didn't leave him alone there, did you? And she goes, Rose, wait, the train. And he goes, forget the train, Smitty. I need to get down there right now. And he's like, bloody hell. And so, what's the matter, Jamie boy? You surprised to see me here? I'll bet you thought you got away, huh? Well, you didn't. And Wolverine's like, you must have mistake me for someone else, bub. I don't know no James. And of course, Sabretooth is not having any of it here. So here, of course, Rose sees this here. And Wolverine tries to, but Sabretooth gets out of the way here. Um, and he picks him up here and says, never knew why your mother fawned over you so much, especially since you're the one who drove her nuts here. I wonder if over time these either he really isn't Sabretooth, but though I do believe it is Sabretooth here, but these must have healed. My mom, but I don't know. I mean, oh Lord, he's sort of remember. And so um we'll just call him Sabretooth for now. All coming back to you, huh? Oh, you weren't there when she blew out her brains out right in front of everyone. You were too busy running away with that Irish whore. I told that little strumpet she should have stayed with me. Of course, there she is. Logan, no, she screams. And Sabretooth says, hello, Rose. And she goes, oh my God, dog. I'll catch up with you soon, girl, as he kicks him here. First, I gotta see if little James remembers how I was the one who killed his papa. And you two got the blame. Of course, he's like, no. And you can see the thing is coming toward him. And Wolverine punches him here. You bastard, I remember you. You think I was ever going to forget you and that drunk weasel of father of yours? And so he punches him here. You killed my father, you monster. I remember now. All these years, I thought it was me. And she's like, wait, Logan. And of course, he pops up his claws here. And Smitty's like, what the? Logan, no. And she rushes toward him. And his claws extended. So you know what's about to happen. And bam. Now, her heart should be in the other side over here. She's actually getting stabbed in the shoulder. So, she shouldn't die. But Rose, James, I should have told you. Rose, and Rose falls dead here. But she shouldn't be. Rose, no. I understand she got punctured, but again, it's in the shoulder, not the heart. The heart's over on the other side, down here, behind the breast. So this shouldn't kill her. But hey, gotta have a tragedy, right? And so, Logan, are you out there? I think this is Smitty. I know you're there. I know you can hear me. Please, you gotta come back to me, son. I can't do this on my own. Of course, Wolverine is hiding here. It was never true, Logan. I was lying to you. I was lying to myself. I was talking tough. A man should never be alone. It ain't our way. You were right all along. You gotta come back and see me through this. I need you. But Wolverine is gone. Logan, what's wrong? Don't you remember your old pal Smitty? Oh God, we lost her. We lost our precious Rose. And of course he's gonna go with his pack. And he calls out for Logan, but Logan is going away. And so we are now here. Smitty's going through stuff here, and sees the diary. And he just tosses it into the fire with the note. So Wolverine will not remember unfortunately, his origin. I think, although I do think it eventually does all come back to him, but well, here we go. The end of volume 1. We're going to be covering volume 2. There's only 2 volumes here, so we will be covering that next week. So, Wolverine's origin, number 6 from 2002. Paul Jenkins, Andy Kubert, and Richard Isanov, who is a great colorist. I know I'm always fawning over it. So, like and subscribe. I do thank you for listening. Goodbye.